My name is Ludgero Almeida. I'm a Portuguese visual artist and researcher. I live in Val do Ave, that is a region located in the northwest Portugal, known by this dynamic and historical relation with the textile industry. For the past 5 years, I have been research about the itinerary of cotton from the fields of cultivation, particularly from Angola, Mozambique to Val do Ave, and I'm interested to think how the history associated with this itinerary was constructed, inscribed in archives, public space, and construct all the imaginary associated with industry. In another hand, I'm interested to address the absences produced by historiographical discourse. My research is about representation and articulations between representation and the institutional power and political power that told us what to see. I try to create another narratives and images to the violence which don't have representation, but which form the basis of development, the ideas of progress and nationhood. For this magic carpet residency, I decided to reflect on the historical connections between the organism, the machine and the hybrid, suggested by an encounter with beehive in industrial ruin in this region, by my fascination with bees, and by the affectionate relationship of a former worker with beekeeping. Through an installation and a video essay, I intended to discuss how biologism and mechanicism have served throughout history as metaphors for human society and the interpretation of reality. Both participated in the construction of a way of understanding the world of work, the division of tasks and the hierarchies that exist in society, and specifically in the industry, the expropriation of labor and extractivism. At the same time, I was interested in reflecting on the current metaphor of the hybrid, which was producing its own reconfigurations of the human, society and nature, in a time of global combustion and environmental crisis. So this residence allowed me to enlarge my research that I've been doing in the last 5 years. It allowed me to work with the specific people and locals instead of working with large subjects. To this, I approached Teatro da Coelima, a theater group that emerged at the Coelima factory, and decided to work specifically with a former worker, Alexandre Moreira, on the production of the video essay entitled The Sound of the Swarm. He worked for decades at the factory and, in his free time, dedicated himself to beekeeping. This affectionate relationship with bees and their memory of the factory fascinated me and was one of the driving forces behind the development of my proposal. I had multiple encounters with him and received his input, particularly through his knowledge of bees and the history and memory of work and textiles, as well as through his reading of the film's text and his acting. During this residency, I also had the opportunity to interact with several factories in the region and with people whose lives, in various ways, are linked to textile production. Through this interaction, I collected various technical devices through which I create the installation tersold bodies, which consist of a set of bodies made of amber and beeswax featuring devices that integrate characteristics of the machine and the organism. During the visits in the factories, I shot some videos and images and sound recording that I integrate in the videos that will be in the exhibition. I believe that the broad debate raised by these two works is a good starting point for thinking about this specific territory and the textile industry, in particular the human and mechanized labor increasingly present in the factory context, now integrated with the use of artificial intelligence. And at the same time, I think that is a good starting to think about extractivism and the environmental degradation that, in other ways, continue to have implication even under ecological discourses. I would like to thanks to Magic Carpets and to Ideias Emergentes for this opportunity.